Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this beautiful Wednesday evening. As always, we bring in news, community stories, economics, weather, sports, and so much more. I'm your host, Glenora Shipura. Getting into the news tonight, the Boundaries Delimitation and Demarcation Commission, chaired by retired Judge Petrus Unengu, met with President Nangolo Mbumba at the State House for a feedback session. The commission was given 3 months on the 6th of May to review regional and constituency boundaries nationwide, but the task has not yet been completed. Let's take a look.
Yes, you correctly pointed out that we have been in the regions and we are back and we started from His Excellency in person. So you don't only have to watch the commission on TV and so on, but we are physically here in front of you and we are going to talk to you. Well, I didn't know, Your Excellency, because some of the issues we are going to talk with you or to talk to you might be included in the final report which we have to submit at the appropriate time, as you have said. I really didn't know what is the protocol. We do not want already members of the public to know what the commission is going to say, because they might judge or whatever the case may be. They are judges on their own rights. I can borrow the vocabulary from you. Yeah. And I have to be guided on that. Yes.
Getting into our next story, Leonie Fatter explains how you can win one of 3 exclusive vouchers by participating in the Home of Good Hope's annual fundraising event. This important initiative will conclude on August 20th, 2024. To enter, simply visit the website at homeofgoodhopenem.org and donate. The contribution will not only give you a chance to win incredible prizes, but also help to make meaningful impact in the lives of families in Windhoek's Goriankap settlement. Don't miss the opportunity to support a great cause. Let's take a look at this video.
Voucher from Gondwana Collections for a stay in one of their facilities. And then the second prize is a safari hat worth over 1,000 Rand from Safari Land that was donated. And then the third prize is colouring in books. Welcome to Namibia, and they are a journey through Namibia, colouring in, and they were designed by Melody Footer, and her daughter took over from when she passed away.
Okay.
So we've got some lovely prizes there.
Okay, how could people help support this project?
Well, first of all, they could start by entering our competition, and for that, if you go onto our website, it's homeofgoodhopenam.org. Then you can see the fundraiser is there, and for every donation of $100, you get entered into the draw for the first prize. Every donation of $50, you entered into the draw for the safari hat, second prize, and then for donations of $20, then you enter in for the colouring in book. And then secondly, what we are really looking for is people to look into their hearts and say, look, I can donate maybe $20 a month. And then I then have a stop order, $20 a month. But then when you add all those $20 or whatever, however much people feel they can supply, that's what we're aiming for in the long term. Then we know that our rent is covered. If for any reason the Netherlands stops funding or whatever, then at least we know our rent is covered, the rent of the kitchen, and our real basics are covered. So yeah, that's what our
In our next story, the New Era reports that Education Minister Anangi Pondoka has called on school principals to restore order in schools and avoid unnecessary conflict among teachers and learners. The minister said schools should not be toxic environments. She made these remarks last week while expressing her disappointment over schools that have become battlefields and and foods where conflict thrives to the detriment of educating the Namibian child. The Education Ministry has been inundated with controversies around schools countrywide in recent weeks. Hashiana Primary School is currently in the spotlight after its principal was accused of an array of issues. The accusation against the principal came to light after Petrus Ndiulita, a teacher at the school, was suspended after he was found guilty of corporal punishment. He allegedly punished a learner by making him hold a chair in the air for an hour. The learners, along with their school teachers, held a peaceful but emotional demonstration on school grounds on Friday. Getting into the last of our top stories, the Namibian reports that Namibian domestic and agricultural workers will get a $3 and $4 million annual increment respectively. Starting the 1st of January 2025, the minimum wage for employees will be set at $18 million per hour. However, domestic workers will receive $12 million per hour in 2025, increasing to $15 million in 2026 and $18 million in 2027. Agricultural workers will start at $10 million per hour in 2025, rising to $14 million in 2026 and $18 million in 2027. Some critics told the Namibian that the gazetted minimum wage will fail to address systemic issues and ultimately harm the workers it aims to protect. Political activist Michael Amushelelo says that just because something is gazetted doesn't mean it will be enforced. As per usual, companies are not going to comply. I foresee legal battles emerging from this particular gazetting, he says. Amushelelo doubts the government will implement the bill. This most certainly feels like another action gimmick to pretend that they care about the workers, he says. Namibia Revolutionary Transport Union leader Peterson Kambinda says he commends the government for gazetting a national minimum wage. He says many Namibians have been earning slave wages for far too long. That concludes our top stories. On the other side of the break, we take a look at our story of the day.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Getting into our story of the day, the Kavango East Governor Bonifacius Wakadumo delivered his State of the Region address at the Kavango East Regional Council Auditorium in Rundu. Nikano Nangolo was there and gave this report.
This has quoted the donors an amount of $3,700,000 Namibian dollars. To ensure equitable learning environments, Kayanga Senior Primary, Dr. Manus Kampungu Secondary, and Robert Mushongo Primary School classrooms were renovated during the period under review. Maintenance and repair work were carried out at Omega Combined School hostels, on freezer room and school cold storage, Martin Dumba Combined School, Maria Mwengere Senior Secondary School, Maria Mwengere Cultural Center, Rikwaterera Senior Primary School hostel, and Omega Combined School hostel. The region managed to procure and install cooking pots and frying pans at the following hostels: Martin Dumba Secondary School, Divundu Combined School hostel, Max Makushe School, Ndiona Combined School, and Dr. Manus Kampungu Secondary School hostels. The repair of Max Makushe Secondary School, sewer pumps, and installation of sewerage reticulation system, Sauyema Yena Primary School, were also completed. At the same time, construction of security fence and the repair of sewerage plants at the Divundu Combined School were also completed to the tune of $3,453,000 Namibian dollars.
On the other side of the break, we take a look at our community talk.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Getting into our community talk, during his community engagement in Leonardville in the Omaheke region, the Minister of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Carla Schleitwein, explained the formation of the Stamford Aquifer in an attempt to create an understanding of how underground water in general may be polluted through underground mining operations. Schleitwein is in Omaheke this week engaging communal and commercial farmers. Let's take a look.
And everyone wants to help us to achieve that. So I think it is good that we realize how important water is and how necessary that work is that allows us to safely use a used resource. I must add here that the Stamford Aquifer is it has a shape like a barley, a hat. So the bowl is full of sand, and that little fine rim is where the water is, in a water-bearing rock formation. But it is linked. It is one big pan. So if you pollute at one end, there is a possibility that it can migrate to other areas. Not to say that it is, but we must study it. We must study whether that is possible or not. But that's a risk. And it is layered. So if you drill through a number of layers, you must make sure that the one layer is not polluted by what you do in another layer. So there are very complicated matters, and I believe that it is very good that we have now the opportunity to study it and to make sure that we protect the resource for long term. We must make sure that this aquifer is available for our children, many generations that come after us. We cannot use it for a once-off big profit and then destroy it for the rest of the generation. So that is in the act, and I'm of course obliged to implement that act and comply with that act.
A reduction in the repo rate has been announced. In our economic news, we get into this story.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
Getting into our economic news, Bank of Namibia Governor Johannes Gavagab has announced a reduction in the repo rate by 25 basis points. It now stands at 7.5%. Let's take a look.
The decision was made following a comprehensive review of domestic, regional, and international developments. Let us consider recent economic developments in Namibia. The Namibian economic recovery continued during the first 6 months of 2024, although growth is forecast to decelerate for 2024 as a whole. Inflation continued to moderate while the growth in private sector credit extension remained subdued.
That concludes our economic news. Let's take a look at the financial indicators. On the commodities market, copper went up while gold, platinum and Brent crude oil went down. Brent crude oil trading at 0.46%, going for $81.18 per barrel. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.13, against the euro at 19.88, at $2 gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the other side of the break, we take a look at our international news.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Getting into our international news, a Thai court has dismissed Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin for appointing to his cabinet a former lawyer who was once jailed. The Constitutional Court ruled that Srettha had violated the rules on ethics with the display of defiant behavior. The 62-year-old Srettha, who has been in power for less than a year, is the third prime minister in 16 years to be removed by the same court. He will be replaced by an interim leader until Thailand's parliament convenes to elect a new prime minister. I am confident in my honesty. I feel sorry, but I am not saying I disagree with the ruling, he said at a press conference shortly after the ruling. The court's ruling is final and cannot be appealed. Srettha's dismissal means he has now gone the way of so many other parties and administrations in Thailand, felled by the disproportionate power of the country's constitutional court. Politics in Thailand is rather known for its ethics. Bribery is commonplace, and ministers with more serious convictions have been allowed to serve in the past. Most people in Thailand will see this as a political verdict, though exactly who was pushing for it is not clear. In May, the court had accepted a petition filed by some 40 senators asking to remove the prime minister from his position over his appointment of Pichit Chunban, who was previously sentenced to 6 months in jail for attempted bribery. On Wednesday, 5 of the 9 judges ruled that Srettha had indeed violated the ethics of his office by appointing a lawyer who had a criminal conviction to his cabinet, despite him quitting after just 19 days. The vote for a new prime minister will involve plenty of backroom bargaining while Thailand struggles to revive its faltering economy. That concludes our international news. After the break, we take a look at the weather predictions.
Join us on Saturday, 17 August 2024, as NSR brings you thrilling matchups. Windhoek High School takes on Windhoek Gymnasium at 11:30 on the. Maria travels to Walvis Bay to clash with WBPS. And don't miss the NRU Clash. FNB Rehoboth takes on Trusco United Live at 15:15 on Sport Rap Republican NTV Facebook pages NTV and oneup2.com.
Let's get into our weather predictions for tomorrow. Katima-Mulilo can expect sunny weather with a minimum of 13 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius, while Vento can expect a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. Hobabes can expect a minimum of 9 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius, while Oshakati can expect a minimum of 14 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius, all with sunny weather conditions. Swakopmund can expect a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius with a maximum of 15 degrees Celsius with partly cloudy conditions, while Handys Bay can enjoy sunny weather with a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 20 degrees Celsius. Armsflay can also enjoy some sunny weather with a minimum of 9 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. Rehoboth can expect a minimum of 8 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius, also with sunny weather conditions. Ari Holhat now brings us the latest news in the world of sports.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news and starting off with tennis news. First, it is leading up to the US Open that will start in a few weeks' time, and it is the Cincinnati Open that's taking place at the moment, and it's good preparation for the US Open, the next major of the year. Number one seed in the men's division is Yannick Sinner of Italy, and he will play Andy Mickelson of the US in the first round. On the women's side of the draw of the Cincinnati Open, it is Iga Swiatek, the world number one. She's in the tournament, also the number one seeded player, and she will play Varvara Krasheva in the first round. The result from the first round that I can mention for the women is Magda Linette that beat Katie Boultier of Great Britain. That was a first round game. She won 2-6, 6-love and 7-5. On to cycling news, it is the women's Tour de France. They call it the FEMS, and it is stage 3 individual time trial that was won by Demi Vollering. She is now the yellow jersey holder. She's the leader. That was after 3 stages, followed by Chloe Dugard and also Loes Adegeest, that is in 3rd position at the moment. On to soccer news, a few players that have signed for different clubs or reconfirmed their commitment. It is firstly Cole Palmer. He will stay at Chelsea, and he signed a 2-year extension of his contract. And then it is Bournemouth that announced that the Mexican defender, that is Julian Aruja, he will sign for them in a 5-year deal. That is a contract from Barcelona. Also West Ham that reinforced their defence, and it is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He will be with West Ham on a 7-year contract, and he came over from Manchester City. It is English Premier League that will start on the 16th of August. It is very close for all the teams to start the new season, and the first game of the season will be Manchester United that will play against Fulham, and it is on Friday the 16th that game will be. It is Luke Shaw from Manchester City and Manchester United that unfortunately still injured, so he won't be able to play in the first game of Manchester United against Fulham. Other games that will be played on Saturday is Ipswich that will host Liverpool. That is the first game for Liverpool on Saturday. That is the 17th of August. And then it is Arsenal that will have a home game against Wolverhampton. And the defending champions play on Sunday. That is Manchester City. They will play a home game against Chelsea. And then to close off today's international sports news, it is rugby news. It is the Springbok rugby coach Rassie Erasmus that confirmed that Salman Murat of the Stormers will captain the Springboks in their test on Saturday against Australia in Perth. 2 players will make their debut. That is Morne van den Berg, he is from the Lions, and also the Bulls captain, that is Ruan Nortje, that will have his first start for the Springboks on Saturday. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day. We talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.
And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in and watching Sunset News on this beautiful Wednesday evening. As always, you can catch Sunset News Monday to Thursdays, same time, same place. From me, Glenn Rashipura, Until next time.